Welcome to another episode of Fatherlogy, Part 4. This one I recorded, actually I wrote it out after I had some friends visiting. And there were two grown men, they were in their late 30s, and they were talking about life growing up. And then when I actually tuned into what they were saying, I'm going, is that for real? Did your father actually do this to you? And they're laughing and carrying on like this was like funny. And I'm thinking, guys, that was abuse. I don't think I got through to them. But here is my remembrance of the story told in my own words that they told me that day. So I've called this one Just a Minute Daddy. Daddy didn't joke, you know. He was like a serious dude. He used to come home from work mad. Everything made him mad. Hey, you want to hear a story? Let me tell you about my old man. One day he came home from work mad as usual. That was the day my brother Robbie must have had a memory lapse. He forgot who our daddy was. So daddy, after plunking himself down on his lazy boy and turning on the TV, he told Robbie to go get him a glass of water. And Robbie told our father, "Just a minute, Daddy, like what kind of stupid answer is that?" Robbie was working on a math problem he got for homework, and when Robbie can't figure out something, it's very hard for him to leave it. But Daddy doesn't care about things like that. When he says jump, you spring out of your seat right away and do what he asks or tell you. We all know that. Just a minute, Daddy is not what he expects. So he must have been in a goodish kind of mood, because he actually asked Robbie, "What did you say to me?" Again, Robbie, his head still preoccupied with the math problem, missed the subtext of the question, which really meant, "Tell me you didn't just say what you said." So Robbie repeated, "I said, just a minute, Daddy." Man, next thing I knew, Robbie and his math homework went flying across the room. I don't even know to this day how Daddy got from his lazy boy chair to the kitchen table so fast that Robbie didn't even see him or knew what hit him. All I know is that one minute my brother was at the table and the next he was on the other end of the kitchen with a 5 fat-fingered red welts marking up his face and bleeding from his nose. And then Daddy was sitting on top of him and beating all the just-a-minute answers out of his math-infested brain. Wow, it was such a stupid, lopsided fight. Like, come on. Robbie was just a kid compared to Daddy with his broad shoulders and big hands. It would have been so much more fun if he'd picked on someone his size, like an elephant or like a gorilla. I said as much to Daddy, and he stopped beating Robbie. Then he went and he filled up a red bucket Mama keeps under the kitchen sink with cold water, and he threw it on Robbie. The water ran red. Red water from a red bucket. It's a miracle, like Jesus turning water into wine, right? Nowadays, the grown-up Robbie walks around muttering the same math problem he never got the chance to solve. And he's constantly knocking himself on the side of the head as if the answer is trapped in there somewhere. Like I said, my daddy, he was something else. Something else.